Welcome to our channel and welcome to another update on the Lexington. Got some work, a lot of work done to it actually, mostly electronic work. What should we start with? Let's start with the secondary first. We finally got all of our supports in and I think we're in pretty good shape now. I did go back with my drum sander on my cordless, take a little bit of plastic off my support here, because I think this is going to interfere with the hanger deck if I decide to use the PE hanger deck. I like to use it, but if I can't get it to fit in there because of this piece right here, then I'm not going to use it because I don't want to lose this support. I can remember as a kid it always splitting back here. This is the first place it would start to split, and that split would just move up this way. So I really don't want to lose this piece. So hopefully thinning it down a little bit will help get that hanger bay to fit in there. And if I can't get it to fit, then I'm just not going to use it. Simple as that. To me, this is more important than the hanger deck. But so we got this pretty much ready now as far as beefed up. I think it'll be okay. So that's our secondary deck. We got that pretty much ready to go. The saucer we painted first flat black on the inside to light block it. And then we took some cheap white paint, the old Rust-Oleum 2X white, and sprayed the inside of the saucer white, both top and bottom. And that white should help bounce around the light in there and get everything lit up fairly well. Once that was dry, the first thing I wanted to do was to make little walls going around the saucer, because I wanted to use the strip lighting from Jerry at HDA, and this is what we're using. These are warm white. I want all my lighting warm inside for the interior lighting. As far as the nav lights and stuff like that, they could be the blue-white LEDs. It's not a big deal, but for the inside, I definitely wanted warm white. So we made an outer ring, and then just put a spot of super glue in spots and just ran the strip tape around there. And then I made an inner ring for the lower lights, did the same thing. And then I made, this is all using scrap plastic. And then I made like a little bar to go across that circle, that ring, and added 3 lights here to light up the BC deck when we have the top of the saucer on. You kind of see it there. These are all warm white. These are all 3 volt. And and then we added 3 volts back here. These are 3 volt LEDs for the impulse engines. And then right now I just got Scotch tape holding them in place. So I want to remove all that tape, go back with a little bit of hot glue and just tack them down, and to keep the wires out of the way so they don't get in the way of the lighting. But right now they're just taped in there. So we'll show you, on the impulse engines, I wanted to add screens in there to give it, I don't know, just to add a little bit of detail in there. I don't know if I can get it to focus, but those are faucet screens, like grills I added back here. And then I added some tissue paper over that from behind to kind of soften the light even more, because the LEDs are pretty close to the opening. But I'll show you with the lights on now. We're not going to be using a coin battery for this because I think it's a little too much for the coin battery to handle all this lighting. So I have on the way, I thought I had some but I don't, some AA battery holders, 2 AA, because all this is 3 volts. I ordered some 2 AA holders and 2 AAA holders. So I'm kind of thinking AA though, something has a little bit more beef behind it than these. Here are the saucer lights. I'll show you that first. So you can kind of see that. So there's our ring of lights. And then when the upper saucer is on, those lights will throw enough up here. They light up the 4 windows on top. So that works out pretty good. I might have to run a light up here in the BC deck, because when I put, I think, and I haven't actually tried it yet, but I think when I go to put the bridge in, I think this is going to block a lot of the light coming up through the dome on the floor. So I might have to add a light back here, throw it forward to light up the bridge area. So we might have to do that. And of course we have to add our nav lights on top. We already have the nav lights in the bottom, and those are right here. And these are just the blue-white lights, because they're going to get painted red and green, so I didn't really care. And those will be flashing. And then the impulse engines, I used fading LEDs there to add a little animation to the lights. Let's see. So these will pulse once it gets going. There we go. You can kind of see that. So that's that. These LEDs I painted red with, to me, a clear red. Alright, so I wanted to put the bridge in. I got the bridge painted and put into the saucer here. We used our GS Hypo to put it in there. And I needed to come up with a way to light that bridge up, because the 3 lights we have on the bottom side of the saucer, the floor was blocking most of that light. It's got a pretty big floor here. I guess they had to go that big in order to mount the thing, give you a way to mount it. So I came up with 2 3mm soft white LEDs, and I wired them in parallel. And then we have our 2 feed wires here coming off the legs of actually this one right here. And then when we run our power to it, we get a clear shot of the bridge. Not that there's a whole lot of detail in there, but I did, want it lit up to where you could look in there and see the bridge. Oop, there we go. So I think it looks pretty good with the warm whites. I think it looks pretty spiffy, and then once the glass is on there, the glass dome, I think it'll look pretty good. So that's where we are at. The other lights in the bottom saucer will take care of the windows here. But yeah, I think it look pretty good. All right, on to adding more lights. We need to add our nav lights, and we can start thinking about gluing the saucer halves together and getting some paint on it. Alright guys, that's it. Take care. We will see you in our next update.